keep it on this award. We should probably get like the word out or something.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Goals Award Show Season 6. With us today, we got Polley, who's been gracious enough to help host the show, as well as your commissioner, Tom Krieg. And, oh, shit. Hold up.
Good evening, everybody.
Welcome. All right. And we also got Ani Escola here. Sorry. Sorry, can you guys give me a sec? Can someone take over real quick?
Yeah, we're here. We're excited to have Scola Krieg on the show to do these season 6 announcements or awards. These are integral, and they display the overall propensity of a player. But there's also community based awards. There's things about leadership. So it's a really cool time. So would you say this is the best awards you've been looking forward to so far? You, Krieg.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for the awards. I'm ready to let everybody know who won everything, and I'm excited to have it live this year. I think it's going to be a really good show.
Excellent. And what about you, Evan? I know you've done a couple awards in other leagues. Are you excited to have this live award ceremony here for Goals?
Yeah, it's always a good time. You obviously helped us out with the PXF production not too long ago, and that went well. So I'm looking forward here. Obviously, there's a lot more awards and goals, and a lot more people, and a real competitive season that we just had. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, I guess we'll dive right into it with our first award coming up. Scrolling down.
Sorry, Polley, we're getting some people are just saying it's a little bit laggy. Is there a little quick fix that you can see what might help?
Yeah, hold on. All right, we'll go back.
Oh yeah, Leafs in 7. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, while you're checking on that, before we start with the awards, one thing that season 6 brought us was a whole ton of awards, a whole ton of records broken. Part of the league's incentive challenges, we have essentially bonuses and incentives given out to players who break records from the previous seasons. In the Discord, there's a channel called Incentives Challenges. You'll see all the rules there, so I won't go into too much, but I'll essentially, if you break the record from a previous season, you get +3 bonus. This only goes for players and not teams, but we're going to announce some of the records that were broken this season, as well as last season we forgot to give out these bonuses, so the players who did break records last season will get paid for that. So really quick, the first record broken by a team, which won't get a bonus, but it was the most goals scored by the Las Vegas Sinners, 183 goals, and a record that you don't want to break. The Boston Buccaneers had the most goals allowed, which was 198. At least it wasn't 200, so that's I guess a big win. But in terms of the single season individual records of season 6, we have Chester Chess, who broke the record for most goals, 37 goals in season 6. David Leathers had the most assists, 39, and the most points. David Leathers also had 61. Ani, while we went through the first 3, what do you think of that? This was the first season that we had numbers go up this high. Is it going to keep going higher from this season to next, or are we seeing the peak of goals production here?
Yeah, it was the first season on NHL 23, so I think that maybe we'll know a little bit more once we have next season. See, obviously some of the goalies' save percentages across the league, all 16 teams, seem to be a little bit down compared to last season. We had a few seasons in a row with a 20 shutout season from a goaltender. This time I think the max was 8 or something. So I haven't ran the numbers, but I feel like scoring was up around the league. But I mean, for 61 points in a 50-game season, that's pretty impressive considering that the record was previously just barely over a point a game, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely a lot of great records broken, and I'm excited to see if it keeps going or if this season might have been an anomaly.
Yeah, so yeah, as you said, I think the previous record for points per game was 1.05. It shot up to 1.22. Obviously, David Leathers was 61. And I'll go through a couple more, and we'll have Krieg talk about some of these ones. So next up, we have PP goals. It wasn't broken, but it was tied by Chester Chess. So he had 13 power play goals, which tied Cornwall's season 2 record. And a pretty awesome one, actually. Shorthanded goals was broken by 2 players with 3 shorthanded goals in the season, and both the players were on the same team, Tennessee. So we had Brandon Crispy Romero, and Fox Highwind. Both of them had 3 shorthanded goals this season. The hits record was annihilated by the biggest enforcer in the league, Johnny Blades, 193 hits, and the PIMS record was also beaten, Money Mills with 52. Krieg, why don't you jump in here? You know a little bit thing about hits with having Alu on your team and PIMS. What do you think about these? Are these going to keep going up from season to season, or was this NHL 23 just poking its head in?
I think NHL 23 loves its PIMS, as we've had to decline the little bar there to make sure that they don't happen as often, but they still do. I'm glad to see like the power play, like new strats that they put in work. The penalty kill new strats, you can be aggressive now. That's why we're seeing shorthanded goals now, so you have a little bit more control. And NHL 23 loves the hit. They love to show the big body, and I love it. I'm here for the hits.
Yeah, seriously, I think the record was just over 100, maybe 120 in season 5 or before, and now it's like almost 100 more. So that's pretty awesome. Only a couple more to go through before we can start going through the awards. A really cool one, Chibiam Lashinger. He broke the saves record. I think he had about 300 more saves by the second place person or goalie in season 6. He had 1,427 saves this season. And Dime Hardaway, defenseman assists and defenseman points was broken. He had 32 assists and 32 points, so he didn't score a goal this season, but he broke both those 2 records. So congratulations to all those players. You'll be getting a nice little boost this offseason for breaking records as a congratulations, I guess. And any final notes on the goalies and defense? Maybe Polley. I know Dime was your ex-player. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think a tremendous display of athleticism and performance on the ice with Hardaway, with the incredible, and I think the most selfless part of it all was that no goals, like all assists, in such a tremendous like onslaught of points was a good demonstration. And Lassinger, solid goalie. Wonder what happens, with them.
Awesome. So what I'll do is I'll try to navigate the conversation here. First up, we have the Ovi Award. Ani, why don't you give us a little bit of description of this award, a little bit of history of the award, and any notes before we announce this?
So the Ovi Award, obviously named for Alex Ovechkin in the NHL, one of the best goal scorers of all time, if not the best. It goes to it's our version of the Rocket Richard. So the most goals in the regular season gets this award. So we're kind of going to go through the stat-based ones to start off the show. Heather Gray's won this one twice, and most recently, Tom Krieg, one of our co-hosts here, won this award last season. And then, Amelia Rose won it once, and Rab and Dew tied for it in season 4. So some big names have won this award. So usually it can be a sign of things to come for sure. But let's go ahead and reveal that award winner.
Yeah, so obviously no surprise with this one. We went through the records. Chester Chess broke this record, so he will be taking the award this season. The most goals, 37 goals in a season. Congratulations, Chester Chess. Just outstanding considering, comparatively to the rest of the team, maybe not as many points. I can tell you he was on a lot of people's MVP ballots, and we'll see what happens the rest of the award show for Chester Chess. Next up, we got another stat-based award. we'll send this one over to Krieg. We got the Messier award. Why don't you give us a little background on this one, Krieg?
So the Messier Award is for the most assists in the season. Last year was Winkler. I'm not Evan. I don't have everybody's stats in the world, so I can't tell you past last season.
Okay,
But,
cool. So if you guys do want to check it out, there is an awards channel that shows it. But previously, we had Greg Cooksey from Jacksonville, David Leathers from Copenhagen, or I guess Dublin at the time, and CJ Beamer in Florida. And this season, we have I guess a past winner taking this one based off statistics. We have David Leathers taking this award. Congratulations to David Leathers. I completely forgot how many assists he had this last season. I was just talking about it too. It was 39, which is pretty awesome. So congratulations to David Leathers. And next up, we got the big one, the Gretzky Awards. This one's for the most points. Again, another stat-based award. This one's not going to come to a surprise to anyone. But this award goes to the named after the great one, Wayne Gretzky. This award goes to the player who records the most points, goals, plus assists in the regular season. Like we talked about, David Leathers smashed this record by I think nine points in a season. So yeah, congratulations, David Leathers, taking this award this year. 61 points, and yeah. Any other comments from you guys on this one?
Just like I mentioned earlier, 61 points, smashing that record. It's a hell of a season he had, so well deserved for him.
Made it look easy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. If other I really hope players this season start pushing 60 points again too. It's so cool to see at the end of the season, just like the awards races, the point races. It makes, obviously the games at the end of the season are meaningful in terms of playoffs, but it's meaningful for a lot of these players too.
And for anyone wondering what a 61-point season in goals would equal in real life with the 82-game schedule in the NHL, that's about 100 points season. So
100 points. There you go.
That's
so
what a 61 equals.
David Leathers is the McDavid of goals. David scored 150 or something like that, which is just stupid.
Just nasty.
Anyways, we're gonna move over to some goalie awards. This is another stat-based one. Ani, why don't you take us away on the Brodeur award?
Yeah, for sure. And just real quick, for anyone who wants to see a description of what each award means, there is also a glossary in the Important Links channel, so you can find all the award descriptions there. But the Brodeur Trophy, named after Martin Brodeur, who modeled after the Real Life Jennings Award, which goes to the goaltenders who played for the team with the fewest goals against in the regular season. So in the real life, it could go to two goalies for if they had 25 games or more. Obviously, we just have one goalie per team. So this just goes to the goalie who, plays for the team with the fewest goals against.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So this season award winner for the Brodeur Award is your Las Vegas Sinners, Mason Stonewall. An amazing season. This one was a super tight race too, right till the very end. I think McBride and Stonewall were both within one goal of each other, and it was the final game of the season, or the second last game of the season between the two. So
and they shut me out.
There you go. A shutout to win the award. Under 100 goals, so they less than 2 goals a game for a team. The goal against average was much lower than that as well. So big shout out to Mason Stonewall. This is his first award as a goalie, we're gonna take it over to the next award. Tom Krieg, the Orr Trophy. What do you know about it?
So the Award trophy is the trophy for the best offensive defenseman. If you guys are new to hockey, Bobby Orr was probably one of the best offensive defensemen ever. Dude could do it all. Up and down the crease, easy peasy. Our last year winner was Simser. He took home the award last year. And Chewy has some more facts for you on that.
I do have a couple more facts on that. Devin Simser did take it in season 5. This award actually didn't come into place until season 3. We want to make sure that that when we're doing these awards, we're looking at all aspects, looking at just the best overall defenseman. We don't want to lean to points only as the best overall defenseman or just like the defensive ability. So this award allows us to spotlight the offensive defenseman. Fulton Reed took this award in season 3 and season 4. So this season, this award will be going to Dime Hardaway. Again, we talked about him before in the records. 32 assists, 32 points, smashed both records. Ani, I think you know a little bit about this one. Who held the record before for the assists, and how many assists did they have?
You make it seem like I talk about it all the time. I don't even think I talked about it that much. But William Heaney of Turku did have the record with 25. Dime Hardaway smashed it with 32. The points record for a defenseman was 28, which was Doug Britton. Hardaway obviously broke that as well by 4. So he's got both those records now, and this award to go with it. He's just missing the defenseman goals record is all he's missing now.
Yeah, and it's wild. Like Dime Hardaway as a defenseman had 32. The forward with the most this season had 39. So it's just crazy just to see how much production he's putting out, and realistically, he was a very good defensive player as well this season. So,
and one thing with this is obviously it's an impressive total, but keep in mind 32 was the record for assists in the league up until a season or two ago. Like it wasn't that long ago. 32 was the best in league history. Period. Now, as a defenseman, he hit that mark.
Yeah, awesome. All right, we're going to take it over to the next award. So we're going to go to the Bergeron trophy or award. Why don't we have Tom Krieg go with this one? I think you're next up on the docket.
Bergeron trophy is for the best defensive forward in its own right, basically the Selke trophy. Usually centers win this because they always do defensive draws and all that stuff, but unfortunately EA does not let us track blocks and defensive face-offs and all that fun stuff. So this one was really hard to pick and vote on. I think it went to like quite a bit of everybody like fighting over, but it's always fun. Always fun.
Yeah, like you mentioned, playoff mode, we get to see the takeaways and giveaways, and I believe block shots. I can't remember now.
Yeah, no. Season mode will have block shots.
Season mode has block shots. So it's in the game. It's just not in play now. It would be super sweet to add that to play now mode, so we can get better statistics when looking at these awards. Like Krieg mentioned, this vote was to get the award winner chosen. It was almost like a 3 or 4 part vote. There was a few players, locked in, all tied, but eventually we got it through. And this season, your Bergeron Trophy winner is Joakim Alou from the Alaska Arctic Wolves. Krieg, do you have anything to say? Being that he's your player, you see him on the ice the most. What's your thoughts on Joakim Alou this year?
Alou is just a badass on the ice. I'm pretty sure everybody in the league knows him. He's probably hit everybody in the league at least once. Last year, he was on the leaderboards for hits. He's the only forward up there. This year, he still had 100 and something, but with hits being so high, he didn't make it top 10 this year. But he's my PK guy. He's my third line grinder, and I can't say nothing but good things with him when he's on the ice about defense.
Yeah, awesome. And like we said, this one was a close one. man, there was I think 3 players that all could have easily won this one. But congratulations to Joakim Alou. And now we're going to move over to some rookie awards. Next up, we got the Selanne Trophy. And Evan, I think you have some history knowing about this one. Why don't you run through the history of it? Let us know it before.
Chewy's gonna make it sound like I'm a big homer or something. He's trying to drag me through it. But no, the first Selanne Trophy was won by David Hume, who was on my team and still is to this day. So he won it, and then Quando James Jr. won it the year after, and then Liam Cody and Taylor Jean Reeves was the most recent winner. One interesting fact is that up until this year, the last few, the winner of the Miners Best Forward Award the previous season has won this award, but this is the first time that winner stayed in the minors, so that trend gets broken. But basically, what the Selanne Award is for, it's named after Teemu Selanne, who had 76 goals as a rookie, playing for the Jets back in the 90s, and so it goes to the best rookie forward in the league. And this season, that person is DANK Turtle of Redwater, now Glasgow. And yeah, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, Scurvy in the chat calls it the cursed trophy. I'd say it is the cursed trophy because in season 3 and season 4, after the players have won it, they've left the league. In season 2, after Hume won it, I'm not sure. Like, trying to be nice here, the career kind of downhill a little bit. Some people peak early. Hume peaked in season 2 in his rookie year, but
he's probably already lighting up our Discord chats for that.
That's okay. In all seriousness, it's awesome to see that hopefully we get some stability now with the award winners. Dank Turtle, like you said, won it. He showed up, I think, a week after season. He showed up after the first week, so he was a late call up. There was a couple late call ups that I think were all worthy of it as well. This one is another super close award. I think there was three players that could easily won it, but in the end, Dank Turtle, he was the best rookie this season. So congratulations. Best rookie forward this season. So congratulations to the dankest of turtles. All right, next up we got another rookie award. This one's for the rookie defenseman / goalie, but we call it the Bourque Trophy. Krieg, do you know why we call it the Bourque Trophy?
Because Ray Bourque was a badass.
Because Ray Bourque was a badass. Let's go. There you go.
What do you mean? All these young cats who don't know him, man. I just don't understand.
The official description is he scored a goal in his first game and won the Calder Trophy in 1980.
There you go. So if you're around the age of 30 to 40, you'll probably know. If you're in 1990s, you'll probably see him at the tail end of his career. I can't remember when he actually retired, but Ray Bourque, rookie defenseman award. Let's see who's going to win this award this season. And we got Honolulu's Jerry Jackson. Jerry Jackson had an awesome career. I think he was leading the all rookies in points at one point and assists. I think he got passed near the end, but congratulations to Jerry Jackson. He did it through points. He did it through hits. I know he led all rookies in hits, so congratulations to you. And you're probably not watching it based off your progression activity, but hopefully this offseason winning this award, boosts your interest in the league again, and you come back and progress and don't curse this award like the Jap or the Selanne award was cursed. Next up, Evan, do you want to take this award? We have the Polley award. Why don't you take over here while I drink some water?
Yeah, for sure. So this one is, I believe, I think it's the only award in our league that's named after a goals player. So it's named after Cory Polley, who many know overcame a fight for his life during season 4, but stayed in the league. And, he came through it. The other side, he's still around, and, he persevered. So it's given to a player who overcomes adversity in real life while remaining with their commitment to goals. Obviously, everybody's got real life stuff going on. It's never easy to deal with. So we like to recognize, people who deal with those stresses, but, stick around in the league, and, we like to know they're okay and come through at the other end. So we won't go into the details as to why it is a split award this time. We won't go into the details as to why they won the award, but if they want to share that at a later time, that's up to them. They can do it, but it's their personal stuff. So we're just going to say who won it. So it's going to be like I said, a dual win. And the two winners are Trevor Lopez and Catherine Kamenev. So congratulations to those two. It's a split award. Obviously, deciding whose situation is tougher is never something we want to do. And we take what we know from a league perspective and what we hear about going on in people's lives, and we try to recognize people who went through that adversity and stayed committed to the league. Do you guys have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, this award sucks to give out. I mean, you never want to have to go through, hard times in life, but we want to make sure that everyone puts life first, and we also want to thank and we appreciate everyone's commitment to goals. A lot of people use it as an outlet, and yeah, we just appreciate everyone being here, and I don't know. That's all I got. All right.
Yeah.
Let's bring it over. We're gonna do some minor awards up next. We got 3 of them. We got first up the Jaffray Trophy. So this goes to the best. It's named after Jaffray, who had 473 points in his 602 AHL games, which is the minor league in the NHL. And this trophy is granted to the most outstanding forward in the minors. This season, we saw some records broken. I think Ani might know more specifically about the actual numbers because he looked at it a little bit more than I did. But this season, we have Billy Gavin winning the award. And Ani, if you want to take this one, if you have any notes on this award.
Yeah, so it's we don't have, like, the minors stats hasn't been the best, or I guess most consistently tracked thing in our league's history. So it's tough to know the actual records for a lot of stuff. But I do know that Billy Gavin was the first player in minor league history to crack 40 points in a season. So it's a 40-game season. So he was the first player to average more than a point per game in a full 40-game schedule. So congratulations to him on that note. Definitely a deserving candidate here. If I don't have the leaderboard in front of me, but I believe he was far and away ahead in points and I think goals maybe or assists, something like that. He was definitely a deserving candidate of this award. Previous winners: Liam Cody in season 3, which was the first time we handed this award out. Taylor Jean Reeves in season 4, and then Thomas Ferguson in season 5. So definitely some big names as well winning that award. So Billy Gavin, congrats to him. Definitely a deserving minor league award winner.
Yeah, and like we called out before on that rookie forward award, maybe we have Ferguson or Billy Gavin, winners of this award, making their pro debuts this season, taking home the rookie award. That would be kind of cool, to see them make the jump to pro and continue to dominate. So congrats to Billy, and congrats to the Iceland Ice for, having the player that won the award. Next up, we got the Baumgartner Award, named after Nolan Baumgartner, who had 390 points in his 878 career NHL games. And this goes towards the most outstanding defenseman. The award winner for this one this year is actually another Iceland Ice player, and it's going to Jason MCI. Or sorry, someone know how to say the last name? Is it MCI or is it pronounced something?
I always say Mackay. I don't know
All
if
right.
that's right or
Mackay.
not. I don't
Jason
know.
Mackay. My sheet. Whoever handed me my notes sheet tonight didn't tell me if it was MCI or Mackay. So whoever does my sheets is fired. So congratulations,
I say
Krieg.
MCI as well.
Krieg, do you have any notes on this one? I'm not sure how many minor games you caught this season, but you're the commissioner, so you should have watched all of them. What do you think about this one?
So Jason MCI, he actually won it last year as well. I mean, he's just proved himself year and year. So I'm not sure if he got called up or not, but he definitely deserves his shot in the pros.
Yeah,
believe he did.
Yeah, I think Jacksonville now, he was the affiliate for Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's called him up, losing a couple of defensemen in expansion. It'll be awesome to see his pro career pan out. Maybe we'll see him winning the Bourque trophy next season. And your final Miners Awards trophy, the MacIntyre trophy. Evan, why don't you take this one away for us?
Yeah, so it's named after Drew MacIntyre, who had 440 AHL appearances, and it's handed to the most outstanding goaltender in the minors. This season was a great season in the minors, I think, and a lot of really good goaltending. Some, even though we saw save percentages dip a little bit in NHL 23, I think some minors goalies really stole some games this season. So a lot of deserving candidates here. And this one, it's a familiar name, somebody who's been in the league for a while, and that is Joey Duncan taking the award this time. Interestingly enough, as good of a player as he's been throughout his career in the minors, his 3 seasons, he has never won this award. Last season was BB Deer. Season before was Arnold Schotzenstopper. And then the season before that, 2 goalies who had great seasons in the pros this season as well, Jan Lashik and Chibium Lashinger. Split it. So congrats to Duncan for taking home this award. He probably was deserving of being up there in past seasons and just nearly missing out. So he definitely earned this award, and congrats to him.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congrats to Joey Duncan. Well deserved. Next up, we got a award that we'll hand off to. No, we won't, because that's not the award I was thinking. Next up, we got the Tortorella Trophy. So this one's named after the notorious hothead but great coach, John Tortorella. He's kind of trash in Philly, I'm not going to lie, but this trophy is awarded to the Coach of the Year. And this one, I think, was another close vote. We had a lot of expansion teams from previous season make the playoffs for the first time. We saw a lot of teams that didn't look like they were going to make the playoffs and made the playoffs, and we had just a bunch of top teams elevating their game. But in the end, this award is going to none other than Matt Green and San Diego Reapers. So congratulations to Matt Green for winning the award, bringing SDR to the playoffs, and winning a game against the inevitable Season 6 Cup champs. So I don't think Matt's a hothead. Maybe he is actually. This one. What do you guys think about this one?
You want to go? You want to take it, Krieg?
Matt was well deserved. And then even in the playoffs, he still took a game from us. We did kick his ass afterwards, though. But he led his team to the playoffs for the first time. He's very active. He knows pretty much everything in goals, and it's well deserved by him for finally getting his first playoff appearance. And he gets to be stuck in our division forever, though. So good luck to him.
Yeah, definitely played in the toughest division this season. I think Europe will take that title back next season, but Pacific was a very tough division this time, and he was the quickest expansion team to make the playoffs, not counting Season 2 expansion teams. So well deserved, Matt. Great job this season.
All right, next up, the award that I thought was next, the Lemieux Award. We'll pass it off to Krieg, but I'll quickly explain it. It's named after Mario Lemieux and his 2 Conn Smythe wins. This award is voted by the Cup-winning team, which was Alaska, and is given to the most outstanding player in the Cup final. Krieg, why don't you talk about this one a bit, and who was the inevitable winner of this award for your team?
So we put this up for a vote, and he kind of ran away with it. There was one person right behind him just because of his heroics in games 4 and 5. But Adam Wiseman could not catch up to this said player. And I'm glad that he went somewhere that he wanted to go to on a nice expansion team. And the award winner for this was Chris McBride. He got 9 votes from our team to take the Finals MVP. He played a great playoff series, and couldn't have done it without him.
Awesome. Yeah, congrats to McBride. He actually won as well in season 4 when Alaska won the Cup in season 4 as well. So this just goes to show that McBride carried Alaska all the way. Now that he's gone, man, I think, are you guys rebuilding now? What's the plan for Alaska this season?
We're gonna be just fine.
You're gonna be just fine. All right, cool. My wife just walked by and didn't realize what I would be wearing, so her reaction was really funny. Fine. Okay, we're coming up to the last 3 awards. We got the Lidstrom Award. So, Ani, why don't you take this one for me here?
Yeah. So the Lidstrom, Trophy. It's named after 7-time Norris Trophy winner Nicholas Lidstrom, and it's granted to the league's most outstanding defenseman. Obviously, Lidstrom was quite the player in his day. That Red Wings team was no joke back then. They're a bit of a joke more recently, as Chewy probably sees firsthand. But yeah, definitely a hell of a player in his day and a hell of a player this season, taking it home, and that is Vegas defenseman Frank Castle, taking home the season 6 Lidstrom Trophy. We talked a little bit earlier about how few goals Vegas allowed this season with Stonewall back there, and I think Castle was a big part of that team's success and a very deserving player winning this award.
Yeah. Another tough award to vote for. This was a close one. There was a ton of defense this year that was on the ballots. I think overall, defense-wise, looking at the hits, the plus minus, the points, the PIMs, you want the whole package with the defenseman, and Frank Castle definitely brought it. So congrats to Frank. In terms of previous award winners on this one, Johnny Blades season 1, who broke the record this season for hits. He's not slowing down. That's awesome to see. Doug Britton in season 2 won it. Eric Davis in season 3. Robert Garrett Jr. in season 4, and Jordan Gillespie in season 5. So this one's awesome. You see a lot of diversity of teams in this one, different style of players as well. Congrats. And next up, we got the Waugh Trophy. This trophy goes to it's named after Patrick Waugh. This award goes to the most outstanding goaltender in the league. And this season, your most outstanding goaltender in the league was Shibiam Lashinger. And like we talked about in the records, he had the most saves by almost 200 or 300. Looking at his team overall, they weren't at the top of the standings, but if you look real closely at the team's points or goals and goals against, they held their own for a team that was at the bottom. Shibiam Lashinger, I think, eye test as well. We can all see that he can save everything. Every top team nervous to go against. So this award was well deserved. And do you guys have any comments on this one here?
Lashinger was 904 save percentage. He was
Yeah,
third. He was third out of every goalie with a not so goal supportive team, and carried his team the most wins.
Yeah, exactly. And even crazier, his team overall per game led in over 3 goals a game, and his goals against average was under 3. So a lot of empty nets for the team. Like he stood strong. I think he had a ton of shutouts as well. So
3 shutouts.
3 shutouts, which is in NHL 23 apparently is like so many. So huge shout out to Chibi and Lashinger. And it's also awesome to see just like a player win an award on a team that may not be, top tier. So, yeah, big shout out for him having such a awesome season. And next up, we got the Ambassador Award. And Krieg, do you want to take this one?
So the Goals Ambassador Award is basically the best commitment to supporting the league. It's in like graphics or anything behind the scenes, stats work, helping us stream time from a time, progressions, anything that you go above and beyond, which you're not required to do. Everything in this league is all volunteer work. As most everybody knows, this isn't a paid league, and this guy has gone above and beyond for us time and time again. And the previous winner was Sean, Shaboy Sean. He did like most stats ever in life last season. This year, kind of IRL stuff took a toll on him, so no fault in him. But this year's winner was no other than Tyler Grims.
Sweet. Congrats to Tyler Grims. Ani, do you have any notes on this one as well? You were a previous award winner, and obviously you are like, you're a commissioner too. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, this one's a pretty prestigious one to win, in my opinion. Because it doesn't have to do with like your player on the ice. It's more to do with your character and your commitment and the things you do for us and sacrifice for us. So definitely a big award, which is one of the reasons it's this late. Grims helped a ton with graphics this season. He cut out all the logos, which previously I had done myself, and they weren't very good. He cut them out much nicer, so we can use them on more graphics, merchandise, things like that down the road. And that obviously took a lot of time. And then he made schedule graphics for every minors game this season for the regular season, which is something that the pros didn't even have done. So he did a lot of work for us, especially helping out the minors. So definitely a deserving award winner. The past winners, Krieg mentioned Sean in season 5, JJ McChuckles in season 4, Amelia Rose won it in season 3, I won it in season 2, and Doug Britton won it in season 1. So some big names, people who have committed a lot of time and effort to helping this league run. The past 2 seasons, it's been somebody who's dedicated a lot of time to stats. This time, Grims is more on the graphics side, but still a lot of time given to the league. So thank you to him and everybody else who dedicates their time to the league, whether you won the award or not.
Yeah, and I got a couple notes as well on this one. In the description of the award, it says who sacrifices their time and energy to help better the community. One thing that Grims did this season, like you mentioned, the minors graphics, he cut out a whole ton of autographed like player cards for a bunch of players in the league. Something that he's doing it for players who may not be as active or may not be winning these awards to get these like accolades. But he's given a ton of players an opportunity, to see their player cards, a ton of teams to get those logos. I don't know if we mentioned it, he created the new GOHLS logo this season, the GOHLS banner for the Discord. So, we could have easily had to go pay someone a ton of money to do all this graphics because, a lot of people charge money to do this, and Grims did it for free out of the goodness of his heart. So definitely big shout out, and big shout out to Polley for finding a picture of young Doug Britton, the one award winner for this. Crazy that they even had photography back then, or it looks like more of a painting. Maybe they had to do painting back then. And happy birthday to Doug, 51, I believe. I hope I got that right. That wasn't a joke. So. And congratulations to Tyler Grims for winning the award. All right. So it's been about almost an hour. We're going to cut this after an hour, but we got one more award to do and a couple other things to talk about after. But the big award you guys all have been waiting for, this award is given to the player that deemed to be the most value to his or her team throughout the regular season. And this season, it's going to none other than David Leathers. Congrats to David for winning the award. You know, most points, most assists, most points per game. Just a dominant season on faceoffs, on the power play. You know, just all around best player. And this one, if I'm not mistaken, I think this one was a unanimous vote when it went down behind the scenes. So big shout out to David. Do you guys have any comments on this one?
Yeah, so one of the reasons, like I know everybody like Chester Chest scored so much, but he had Cam who had just as many points, basically, if not the same amount. I'm not sure where that is. If you look at Copenhagen stats, the next person closest to Leathers had 44 points. So his 61 or 46, that was Rose. Rose and Bear both had 46 and 44 points. So Leathers having 61 points, and when his line mates are nowhere near him, is just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's I guess true MVP to the team. Again, I think this was one of the toughest awards to put together because there was so many good players on so many teams. When the first rendition of who to put the players in the award nominations, I think I had like 37 players on the list, which had to obviously be cut down because we want to make sure that we're not missing anyone when we're doing these awards. Yeah, this one is awesome. Evan, do you have any comments for the MVP? Any comments from the previous awards? Anything before we move to the next part of the show?
Yeah, you know, just like Krieg said, a big part of this is, you know, most valuable to your team. And, you know, that point gap between him and his line mates is pretty huge. And one thing a lot of people I know look at when they're voting for MVP is if you remove this player from the team, would the team do as well? And sure, Copenhagen probably still would have been a very good team, but I think Leathers really helped them take that step up to the great season that they had. And past season winners, Chester Chest last season, David Leathers the year before, James Stone before that, CJ Beamer, and Emilio Rose was the season 1 MVP. So some pretty big names there as well. You know, everybody who's still in the league as well. So congrats to Leathers being the first 2-time winner of this award and a hell of a season.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. We're going to go to the last part, and that's the all pros and all rookies. A little, I guess, Evan, why don't you you're better at talking than I am. So why don't you describe what we're going to be looking at here for the all pros and all rookies?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's true, but I'll take it. So the all pro, it's a list of players selected as some of the best at their position. It's selected following the season, consists of the best player at each position who did not win an award or an all-star selection. So if you won an award previously mentioned on the show, you're not eligible to be an all-pro. And if you won or if you were voted into the all-star game, you are also not going to be on this list. We picked 5 players or 5 skaters, 1 per position for veterans, and then same thing for rookies. And then for goalies, we picked out 2 goalies. Typically, it would be a rookie goalie and a vet goalie, but obviously there's no rookie goalies or even really young goalies this time. So 2 goalies, 10 skaters, 5 rookies, 5 vets. That's what we've got for the all-pros.
Awesome. Why don't we post up the all-pros? So we got on center Telemax Scarborough from the Miami Maccabees. Henry from the Miami Maccabees, Cole King from the Albuquerque Pharaohs, Billy Big Hits from
Norfolk, I think.
Yeah, okay. Fat Hammer also from Norfolk. Yeah, again, my sheet guy didn't put these guys and James Stone from San Diego. So big shout out to those 5. Like Evan mentioned, they weren't popular enough to get on the All-Star game, and they didn't win an award. So these guys were all deserving to be on here. A lot of them dominated for their team, and yeah, all well deserved. Any comments from Krieger or Ani before we move to the All Rookies?
No, they're all well deserved.
Right, they're all well deserved.
All well deserved.
Okay. Next up, we got the All Rookies, already described. So why don't we throw the names up? On center, we got Zelda McCarthy from the Rome Gladiators, Stig Magnus from the Albuquerque Pharaohs, Ryan Jones from the Rome Gladiators, Dan Gleesack from the Turku Fins, Derek Avis from the Copenhagen Vikings, and Josh Young, RIP from the Turku Fins as well. Josh Young obviously retiring this season, and we didn't have any rookie goalies, so there was 2 vet goalies in this one. Once again, all these players definitely in the nominations for the rookie awards this season. All well deserved.
Well deserved.
Where were these ones? Ani, any final comments on the all rookies that were well deserved?
Yeah, you know, some great performances from them. Of course, as mentioned, one note on the All Pros that I forgot to mention earlier is that these players get the same offseason bonus as if they made the All-Star game. So it's not quite as much as winning an award, but they do get the +5 for being listed as an All-Pro or All-Rookie. So congratulations to them. You know, a lot of great seasons. Yeah, you know, some big names here, and I'm sure people will see playing great for seasons to come. And yeah, obviously Josh Young retiring, and that's sad to see him go, but hell of a season he had as well.
Yeah, and you know, that concludes the award show. We'll be posting the list of the award winners, the All Pro and the All Rookies, in